Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. It's too early.
It's way too early.
Welcome to the first, best, and only morning news show in existence. I'm Anthony Carboni.
I'm Saige Ryan.
And we don't know if we're in focus.
And you know, the framing's pretty decent for a complete guess. Not so bad.
Door is open.
Door is open. Hey,
if you are in the LA area and you'd like to be a guest on It's Too Early, the door is open. Just come on by.
No, I live here.
Just come on by.
Oh, please don't.
If you know where we are, come on by.
No, this is the point where I remind you we don't have a studio.
Then how are we making a hit morning news show, Saige?
In my apartment.
Oh, seems like we should move to a studio. If you want to help with that, there's a Patreon. Also, that donation link down there. The first 500 helps out our editor, Lily. And then after that, we pay for everything else we need, including food and water for us.
Ooh, yeah.
Hey, and
put water in these cups.
Hey, you think water just comes out of the tap?
Not in California, it doesn't. No. In Los Angeles, you do not. What's a show?
What's a show, and where does it begin? Well, it begins here. It begins now. It begins with Activision Blizzard letting us know. Be cool, they say.
Again, I have to say, and
Just be cool.
And we say this a lot. If you didn't make the game, it's okay. Just tell us.
Just say we didn't make the game.
Just tell us you didn't make the game. You've been stringing us along on Overwatch 2 for a long while now, and Diablo 4 for a long while now.
I need Overwatch 2 to come out, and the reason I need Overwatch 2 to come out is I missed the boat on Overwatch. I was on a 3-week shoot the week that Overwatch dropped. And by the time I came back, everybody was good at Overwatch.
Okay.
And so I never jumped on, but let me tell you something. I love that Blizzard lore, and I love those Blizzard animated movies.
So good.
Every time they release a new one, I do the thing where I find somebody who's strung them all together on YouTube, and I watch them all from the beginning again. I know about I know about the smart monkey. I know about the hamster boy.
Okay.
I know about Mad Scientist.
Look at this, a professional morning gaming news show.
I
He
know
knows
about
all
them
about
all.
Overwatch. Now,
Release Overwatch 2 so I can jump in.
as you know, I'm a big Overwatch fan. I don't really play very actively anymore, like most Overwatch fans.
I know that Matthew Mercer and Jennifer Hale kissed.
Yeah, that's what this is about. I'm very excited for Overwatch 2. It looks very good. If that's the game and you really made it.
Listen,
Any of it.
they'd like you to
What they're
know
telling us about it.
that neither game is expected to be released in 2021, and also no release window for either game was given. In a news release, the company did say that they have made significant progress on its in-development titles for other key intellectual properties. They're saying, look, we got other shit going on.
I'm sorry, you got things more important than Diablo?
We got a couple stews going,
I don't like it.
and
Yeah.
there's some delicious new stew that you might like.
I was at BlizzCon in 2019, and Diablo 4 set up. Ooh!
Yeah.
Ooh! I'm very excited for it. Hey,
that's a pretty nice number. Did you know people still play EVE Online?
No, I had no idea people still play EVE Online.
EVE Online is the original money printing space game.
Yeah, sure.
Boy, does that space game print some money. A friend of mine tried to get into EVE Online a few years ago. And in order to do anything in EVE Online, you can't just jump on and be like, I'm a player and I'm playing EVE Online.
Right.
You have to join a corporation. You
Got
have
it.
to join a company.
Okay.
There's so many people with so many gigantic ships. They have boards of directors. They have management.
I know a decent amount about the financial situation in EVE Online due to a strange research rabbit hole. I am very familiar with their economy.
I love it. There was a great book about the EVE Online economy and about their battle that happened a few years ago, which was the biggest battle in the history of video games and cost a huge amount of real world money, because when your ship explodes in EVE Online, you gotta buy a new ship. And those cost real money. And a decent ship, just for one person, a decent light class ship for one person to pilot, can be a few $100.
Yeah.
So they have set a world record again for most money lost in a video game battle. It happened just this week.
Hey, at least they're still breaking records. Good for you, EVE Online.
This is amazing to me. This battle was called the Massacre at M2 XFE. This is part of a huge war that has been raging for a couple years now in the EVE Online universe against two massive companies. And these companies are, of course, players. So these two companies are at war with each other. And they have been for a very long time. This is a very real war to them. Would you like to guess how much money, real world money, was lost in the battle, the Massacre at M2 XFE?
Leave your guesses in the chat.
Yeah, leave some guesses. We're gonna give you a few seconds to guess.
If you're on YouTube, leave it in the comments. Pause the video. Take a minute.
The answer is $378,012 lost in one battle in one day on EVE Online.
That's bananas. That's too much.
When I read about this stuff, I want a couple things to happen. Number one, I kind of want to play EVE Online.
I also kind of want to play EVE Online because of this. What is wrong with us?
I love that there's real stakes going on.
No.
I love how into this people are.
I just like being a part of things.
It's huge, but I also know because of what happened with my friend, he had to get interviewed. Somebody had to call him on the phone from the company that he was joining in EVE Online to verify that he was a real person that really wanted to join, that was new to EVE Online, because there's espionage.
There's fucking espionage? Now I want to do espionage.
And like, when you're on call for the company, you're on call.
Oh,
so like,
no, I couldn't.
You gotta play when you're supposed to play.
I could not. I have a job.
And when there's a massacre at M2 XFE, it's all hands and you've gotta get in there.
Look, I want to. But no, that would not work for me. Also, I don't want to talk on the phone.
No.
I will avoid it just to avoid talking on the phone.
That's more verification than I go through from my bank.
Yeah, right?
That's more verification than
I
I've
can
gone
just
through
click,
for
I'm not a robot.
Yeah, have me choose.
Prove.
I mean, have me choose all the crosswalks and then promise pinky swears that I'm not from another EVE company. I don't know. But the other thing that I think about is I wish that there was some sort of, not like an esports network, but some sort of network.
That like covered this war.
Yeah, and if you know of one, if you know of a good EVE channel or a good EVE Twitch channel that gives EVE news and like highlights from the week and stuff like that, I would love to see that.
Should we make one?
No, that sounds
Not
like
us.
a lot of work.
Not us.
No, not us.
Make one on the channel?
Nose goes. Chat, you're it.
Chat, you're gonna have to be our EVE Online coverage. We've got a slot open on Tuesday evenings.
Tuesday evenings.
That'll be
and that can be the name of the show, Tuesday evenings.
Whoa. This is why we run a network.
My beard was slowing me down. I got the good puns now. Saige?
Yeah.
You ever heard of that animated series Avatar: The Last Airbender?
I fucking love Airbender!
Saige is a huge fan.
A huge fan. And I got Anthony to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender for the first time in 2020.
I'd been meaning to. You know what it is? It's for the same reason that I didn't play Mass Effect. And it's for the same reason, well, it's a similar reason. A lot of these animated series, the first season's gotta be really, 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 really for kids.
Yes.
That's how they get it into the network. That's how they get it approved. And I watched like the first few episodes of Avatar probably a million times and I was just like, I can't get past these.
But we did it.
But we did it.
And?
It's fucking great.
It's a fucking great show.
It's a fucking great
Next
show.
is Korra. I have been badgering him to start Korra.
You have to watch Steven Universe first.
Okay, but there's a lot of Steven Universe. I'm asking you for a little bit of Korra.
Okay.
I'm asking you for a little bit of Korra. Anyways, all of that aside, Magpie Games has put together a deal with Viacom to make a RPG based on Avatar: The Last Airbender. And look, I have so many friends that have gone to the ends of the earth, reskinning, breaking game sets to try and make a version of an Avatar: The Last Airbender TTRPG. I have built so many D&D characters where I'm like, haha, it's like a firebender. And now we can just play. We can just play An Avatar The Last Airbender TTRPG, and I'm so excited about it. There's actually very little information about the game so far.
It's in development. It's coming out next year. Now, Magpie, I'm not super familiar with. You're more of a tabletop-y person than me. Do you know much about Magpie?
I'm familiar with some of their games. I haven't played, I don't think, any of these, but I've definitely seen some of them. Wizard Kittens is definitely one of them. Chaos Worlds, Zombie World.
Oh, I have heard of this one that's the telenovela one. I did hear about that, and I did want to play it. I thought that was very funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they've made a lot.
Masks, obviously. Masks is their biggest.
Okay, so they are in development now. They've signed a multi-year deal for both Avatar and Korra. The CEO of Magpie says, "We're incredibly excited to bring the tales of brave benders and loyal friendships to tabletop role-playing games.
Yes.
We know so many fans of both series have been waiting years for this moment. We are also thrilled to have the opportunity to work with designers like James Mendez Hodes to bring the world of Avatar Aang and Avatar Korra to life in a way that is true to the authentic, diverse spirit of both shows."
A, I appreciate them acknowledging that they're not gonna M. Night Shyamalama it. That's great. B, it's also very interesting to hear that the creators of Avatar are involved, because we got news at the end of last year that both of the creators of Avatar The Last Airbender left the Netflix live action project, which is still incoming. So I'm curious to see how those are gonna play. I'm very excited for the RPG. I would love to know everyone's opinion. Do you think there's like an Avatar class, or do you think they're gonna just be like, you have to be some kind of bender? Also, Kyoshi Warriors. Do not fuck this up. Let me be a Kyoshi warrior.
Oh, there's definitely, man, that's one of the first things they thought about, I bet.
Better be Kyoshi warriors. Better not just be benders.
Yeah,
I want
Kyoshi
benders
Warriors is the
too.
way to
Like,
do
Lord
it.
knows I'm gonna play Firebender every time until I play Kyoshi warrior.
Players will make characters using playbooks with templates that help players build and play compelling protagonists in the world of Avatar. Together, they might protect local merchants from the triple threat triad in Republic City, travel through a spirit portal to rescue a child taken to the spirit world, negotiate peace between feuding communities within the Earth Kingdom, or pursue mysteries and villains that arise throughout their adventures.
I know this is going to be like a little bit deep cut Korra fan nerding, but the Child of the Spirit World thing is, I would assume, a reference to Korra. And I'm very interested because the relationship with the Spirit World is very different in Legend of Korra than it is in Avatar The Last Airbender. And I'm curious to see, if they lean towards kind of Korra's approach on that. And I hope that they do, because the Spirit World is much more fleshed out and developed and explored in Legend of Korra.
We will find out in February 2022. That will be when the core book is released. 2 supplements to follow in August 2022 and February 2023, titled Republic City.
Yes.
For the first supplement.
Of course.
Second supplement, February 2023, The Spirit World.
Yeah, so they're leaning heavy on Korra, which is great. Korra left us in a very good place in the world that Avatar did not. You understand the world a lot more in Korra, because there's more. It's not just a war. Korra is not just an war. Anyways, watch Legend of Korra if you haven't. Suffer through the first few episodes. It's 100% worth it. It's not that bad. But I do want to see the canceled 360 remake of GoldenEye 007.
Oh, well, you can see it. Not only can you see it, you can play it.
How exciting!
So, if you weren't aware, GoldenEye 007 was supposed to come to the Xbox 360. Rare was working on it. It was pretty much almost done. And what happened was there were just too many rights holders involved.
And what's interesting now, too, is if you look at the James Bond game that they're working on right now, they're going, it's not any of those. It's not any of the James Bonds, you know. They are a whole new face, which I think they probably learned a lot from trying to do this.
Yeah, because Pierce Brosnan signed this agreement in the mid-90s or the late 90s, that agreement wasn't in perpetuity, and that was only for an N64 game. So if you're gonna bring that game out again on the 360, everybody whose face was in that game gets to renegotiate, and they know that you need them now.
Right.
And they know how big video games are now. Whereas like when it was GoldenEye 64, I think that was still, I remember Jeff Goldblum talking around that time about signing away rights for his face for like Jurassic World stuff.
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, we want to sign this, it's for your rights for the action figure, you get like a couple $1,000s. And he was like, absolutely not. He's like, no. He's like, they can just use some different face, I don't care. A couple $1,000s, go away.
Yeah.
But that's what the average deal was for licensing. Now it's much different.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you know, if you buy a Star-Lord, Chris Pratt gets a percentage of that, and then his weird mega church gets a percentage of that.
Keep that in mind. But I'm very excited. I loved GoldenEye 007. I very much enjoyed that game. However, I did go back and try and play an emulator in the last like 2 years, and it's tough. It's tough to get back into. So this should be at least a little less tough. I'm not gonna say Xbox 360 games are by any means usually a smooth experience in 2021, but oh my God.
Look at that. Look at that.
Why do I feel like Xbox 360 games looked better than this? Because they did.
So that's the N64.
I see that. Yeah, I see the transition.
And so what's interesting about this is this was going to come out a couple years before the Halo collection. And you can, just like in the Halo collection, switch between the original N64 graphics and the Xbox 360 graphics. They put that in 2 years before that ever came to Halo. It would have been pretty groundbreaking had it come out, but Rare's known for that. That's what Rare does. It looks and moves beautifully. Like you were saying, if you play this under an emulator, the N64 version, you are reminded just how rough it was.
Yeah. It's like everyone is just an individual block gliding across other blocks.
And I think the actual official frame rate for GoldenEye was something around 15 frames. It was 15 frames at the highest.
Yeah.
And there are a bunch of mods and add-ons that you can do with the emulators to make it run at a higher frame rate, make it run with higher quality textures. But this fucking rules.
Yeah, this rules. I'm into it.
This is a great long play video of the whole thing. I mean, it's there. You know what I mean? Like, it's all there.
Driving a little tank around? Hell yeah. I'm real into it. I would like to play that. That seems very fun.
Yeah.
A lot of people in chat are saying, like, God, I love the memories that I have of this game, like G Soto. And agreed.
Now, one of the things about this PC version, at least right now, because it is the port of the unfinished 360 version, that good multiplayer is not part of it. You can't duel with those golden guns.
That makes sense.
You can't karate chop fight.
That makes perfect sense.
But I also, if this caught on, I would not be surprised if somebody tried to make that work.
Yeah, maybe. I haven't seen these like rebuilds and recreations really take off to that extent, or people have put that effort in to expand upon it, but it'd be cool if they did.
Yeah. It currently works under the Xenia emulator, which also means Xbox 360 emulation has come quite a long way in the last year. It's making leaps and strides, so that's exciting to see. I love it, man. I'm just like everybody else in chat. I've got so many good memories of that 4-player GoldenEye.
Yes.
I have memories of the 4-player GoldenEye at a buddy's place, and I always got the controller with the really loose joystick.
Oh, that's
You remember? Unless you brought your own controller, you were never sure if you were going to get the really loose joystick.
People talk about that a lot, where they're like, you know how you give like the worst controller to the guest?
I give best controller.
I give best controller.
You're a guest in my house.
Oh, I give best controller. Always have.
I would be ashamed to hand you a controller that you don't want to play with.
Embarrassed. Are you kidding me?
To come over to my house to play video games, invited.
Yeah.
Please come to my home where the video game experience is good. And then I hand you some fucking busted ass Mad Catz controller.
No.
I would be mortified.
Absolutely not.
Mortified.
Anthony, the focus is a little soft.
Go get it.
Yeah?
Yeah, go get it. Go get it. Oh, that's focus, baby.
Right.
Yeah, we were a little soft.
Soft.
We were pretty soft.
We were actually a bit out of focus.
Lily says it's a reflection on you. Yeah, it is. Are you gonna give your guest the good one or the bad one? Are you the good person or the bad person? Or are you the person that takes care of their things and just has 2 good controllers?
Oh, can't relate. Nah.
You know I can. My Dreamcast controllers are still pristine. All of my controllers are pristine. You must take care of your things.
Because I'm usually, especially then, where it's like you gotta have like 4 controllers. And I also, like, at that time, I was one of 3 siblings. So, like, there was not multiple nice controllers. There were maybe 2 nice controllers and then 2 busted controllers in their own unique way.
Kind of like us.
We're 2 busted controllers in our own unique way.
In our own unique way. Listen, obviously we're business people. Obviously.
Right. Lawyers.
Saige has passed the bar in the state of Virginia.
Correct.
but we're also just kind of like pro gamers.
Professionals. It's our job.
And as pro gamers, we're always looking for ways to take our home office to the next level. Mm-hmm. Really get that battle station going. You know what I mean?
And also, we don't make much money.
Now, you'd think, being business people and lawyers, we'd know how to make money, but shut up.
That does elude us at this time. So, as the solution is
GME
for
to the moon!
As the solution is for most poor people, including ourselves, IKEA is generally an easy way to go about filling your home with the things that you need. And IKEA said, "We got you, gamers." It was a little cringy when they said it, but they did. So they released a range of items that are specifically tailored towards gaming.
Now, this is done in collaboration with Asus ROG, the Republic of Gamers brand. It had a soft launch in China, and it looks like IKEA.
Here's the thing. When I saw this, I was like, no, they're doing the thing IKEA does. Aside from those chairs, which are definitely a new thing, mostly. And I can see pieces that definitely look the same. IKEA does this thing where they're like, hey, do you like this kitchen cabinet that we made for your kitchen? And if you just take the doors off, it's the bookshelf that you have in your living room. I mean, every single time.
I mean, that's how IKEA keeps things inexpensive. Right. That's how they make...
Rolling file cabinet. No, that's a nightstand that you put file dividers in.
Or is it a sick gamer space for your ramen and your headphones?
And I was like, so Anthony was like, well, the headphone thing is new. And I'm like, that's not attached.
No, this is definitely an accessory. They have this weird pattern on everything that I guess they think of as gamer. This is the gamer pattern on the headphone. It kind
of looks like Star Wars language.
Yeah, it looks like a mix between Arabesh and the Matrix code. But you can see it's on the foot of their. They have two desks in the range. This is the motorized standing desk. It's on the drawer pulls here. But you're right. This is a pretty standard.
This is an IKEA nightstand that has stickers and a hook on it.
This is definitely their standard motorized desk with some different detailing on it. Right. But yeah,
stickers. That's it.
I believe the only thing that I find interesting, I do like this desk, even though it does have the Arabesh on the back of it, and I don't know why. This desk.
So your monitors don't overheat? When you're gaming?
Yeah, when you're gaming, whispering Arabesh to your monitors will make them cooler.
Oh, it also has a grid on the back.
Right. So that's what I was going to say is the thing about this desk that I like is this is a desk that people were sort of custom building out of different IKEA parts. So this is like you would buy the countertop, and then you would buy like the cable management from the standing desk, and then you would buy a couple of these like sawhorse kind of legs.
Yes, as someone that can look to my left and see all the pieces of the IKEA desk I haven't built.
Yeah, but it was a custom thing that was kind of like hacked together and people were just sort of like in the know about. This is basically like that done specifically already in the box. Also, hey gamers. Is that a gamer desk? We're talking about gamer desks.
This is my future gamer desk.
If that's not a gamer desk, I don't see any Arabesh on it. Get it out of here. Careful, easy. Now, in case you're wondering, that is just the top of a nightstand. Saige is, of course, this big. That's just the top of a nightstand.
That's incorrect. It's a...
Hey, gamers.
Got a cup?
Where are you going to put your Mountain Dew? That's ridiculous.
Code Red? Yeah.
It looks like it looks like they're focusing mostly on the accessories, but the furniture is kind of... Now, this is a ring light, and I think with a phone holder?
Yeah, that's definitely a little phone holder.
Okay. All right. Now, I'm a pro gamer, but I don't know what I'd use that for. I mean, I know what a ring light's for, but I don't know what that...
It's for TikToks. That's for the kids who do the TikToks.
Oh, the pro strats with the TikToks.
Yeah, you know those TikTok gamer vids?
Hey, I like that this stuff is trickling down.
Sure.
I think a few months ago when we were both looking for desks, I was looking for one of my places as well. Mm-hmm. We looked on Wayfair, and if you looked up gaming desk, There were a couple things that came up, but they were gamer desks.
That was something actually that Ronan put in chat earlier, and it was like, it lacks the like nauseating RGB color scheme.
That's the thing. No RGB. It's not black and red by default.
Right.
Like, you can get black and red.
And that's the problem is you're like, well, why would you need a gamer desk, right? Get a normal ass desk. But a lot of us have like a heavy monitor stand and multiple monitors, and like these gaming desks are often built a little stronger to support these particular needs.
And also the cable management between a regular desk, even a standing desk that's made for productivity, and these gaming desks, like, they have cable runs through the legs. They'll usually have like much larger racks for cables and for power strips, and so there are practical reasons for them. But just like gaming PCs, you were sort of trapped into getting them in, you know, RGB. But so yeah, gamers, get those gaming desks from IKEA. Grab some of those 99-cent meatball lunches while you're there. That's what pro gamers do. Japan's got so much going on for theme parks for the next couple years. You know, they were planning all this stuff to coincide with the 2020 Olympics. They thought they were going to have more tourists from around the world than they've ever had, and they would have.
I was going to be there.
I know you were. I know you were.
Be there.
I was going to be there a few months beforehand because I don't want to deal with the Olympics.
Look, I was going to be there for work, but it's worth it.
So all this stuff was supposed to open for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, and it's been delayed, obviously.
Understandably.
But I love that Japan is getting deeper into theme parks because, as you all already know, if you're a theme park nerd, Tokyo Disney and Tokyo Disney Sea are the most beautiful Disney parks in the world. Japan goes hard on theme parks. And one of the theme parks they're building is a Studio Ghibli theme park.
I want it.
Now there's already a little like village you can go to, like a Totoro village you can visit. It's cute. They have like the house from Totoro, and they have a couple things, but you got to kind of go way out into the country. But this is a real Ghibli theme park they've been working on for a while. And they just announced a new thing that is coming.
A real life house moving castle. Please, Japan, I will be so careful. Look, I have stayed inside my apartment for a year. Let me in. Let me in.
Come on. Look at that.
Please.
Look at that.
That looks amazing.
This, of course, adds to the Mononoke Village, which we already saw.
Mononoke Village.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff. So the park is going to be divided into a few different areas. The Mononoke Village is its own area. There's an area called Ghibli's Giant Warehouse, which I think is kind of like the big entry. Mm-hmm. And it just has a bunch of cool Ghibli paraphernalia and things like that. It'll be kind of like the Studio Ghibli tour, but it'll be bigger and it'll have more. And then there's an area called Springtime of Life Hill. How lovely is that?
So lovely.
Springtime of Life Hill has attractions for The Cat Returns and Whisper of the Heart. A Whisper of the Heart attraction.
Come on. Let me in. Reddy in chat said, I have not seen Saige so happy over something before. I love theme parks. More than anything, I just want to go to Japan. I love everything about it, everything that is happening in Japan, and I have never been able to go. And for the first time in my life, I was like, I am saving money, I am going to Japan. And then a global pandemic hit. So because of that, I'm bursting at the seams with excitement. Now, I would like to remind you all at this time, this right here pays our editor. It's great. Anything over and above supports Anthony and I going to Japan. In 2022
and also
late
just
2021,
and also just eating and paying bills and stuff like that. But yes, we do want to go to Japan.
We super want to go to Japan, and if we can feed ourselves with some Twitch money, maybe we can also go to Japan.
I do want to say there are two more areas to the Ghibli theme park. Number one, Dondoko Forest. That's Totoro themed. That is the Totoro Forest. It is all Totoro all the time. And then Witch Valley, which is Kiki's Delivery Service and Howl's Moving Castle rides. So that's where you will see the full-size Howl's Moving Castle. That's probably also where you will see Kiki's Little Bake Shop.
Please and thank you. Yes, I would like to go Japan. Please let me in. I I will be so good.
Now, the theme park is opening in fall 2022 because of the delays. Princess Mononoke Village and Witch Valley will not be opening for another year after that, so 2023.
It's great. That'll be enough time in between to go back.
Here's the thing. We want to go everywhere, right?
Yeah, of course.
But not right now.
Not right now. No. No, not right now.
What are you doing?
Lord of the Rings is opening an IMAX in theaters,
Next
in-person
week.
theaters, for a 4K remaster of the movies. Don't go to the movies. Don't go to a theater.
Please don't do.
Perlman was in chat earlier, and I don't know if he's still here, but he was like, I watch movies in VR every night. Do that.
Yeah.
Do that.
Watching movies in VR is fun.
Don't go to a movie theater. That's unacceptable.
So yeah, these are going to be playing in IMAX theaters. It's playing at 141 locations in the United States. 66% of IMAX's domestic network with discounted ticket fees.
Ah, yes, discounted for the risk that you are inherently taking of getting the plague by going to see The Lord of the Rings. Imagine risking the plague to see a movie that you can watch at home.
Now,
imagine
the fact that people are still trying these simultaneous releases, because these are based on the 4K remasters that were just put out last month. You can get them on iTunes. You can get them on any digital platform. People who are still trying these digital and theatrical releases, it blows my mind. Like, I understand IMAX. You've got to get those butts in seats. You've got to run these theaters. I get it. But here's the thing. Warner released last week, they released The Little Things, that Denzel Washington, Jared Leto movie. They put it in theaters. They put it on 2,171 screens. It was a wide release movie last week. Do you know how much money that movie made? $4.7 million. That was supposed to be an $80 million opening. Don't open movies right now. Whoever contributed to that $4.7 million.
Get out. Ban.
You're banned. You're banned from I wish you were banned from everything. The problem is you're not. The problem is you're going to everything.
Now, okay.
Your problem is you're going to a Jared Leto movie in 2021.
Oh my God, imagine risking the plague to watch a Jared Leto movie.
Imagine
embarrassing.
Potentially dying from seeing a Jared Leto movie.
I always feel like I'm gonna potentially die when I'm watching a Jared Leto movie, but like not this way. Now, when
Morbius in theaters 2022.
When it comes to new films, I understand the dilemma that goes along with it of this is our one chance for a theatrical release, okay? I get it. I still think you have to put human lives above that, but at least there is an understandable dilemma there. When it comes to Lord of the Rings, people are not going to be bigger or less fans of Lord of the Rings in 1 year. Lord of the Rings are already old films.
Lord of the Rings in IMAX, when everybody is vaccinated and the world is open, and it's like, hey, everybody,
right,
come together. All of you and all your friends come together and watch 3 of your favorite movies of all time in IMAX now that we can go and do this again. What you thinking about?
Thinking about maybe hitting that subscribe button? Maybe catching the show live?
If you want to catch the show live, you could do that. Twitch.tv/PixelCircus every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific.
Join us. Or, hey, keep watching here. And if you missed the rest of the shows this week, 3 days a week here on YouTube and on Twitch. Check them out.